Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm just going to give a quick overview of today's video before we get into the real footage. So my grandpa is 69 years old and he has never met his father. He left before he was born and he knew very little about him. And so a few years ago my mom got curious as to where he went, and so she started doing research and looking for information on her grandpa, and she found very little. We found a family of his that he married into, but very little information on him. So my grandpa signed up for Ancestry.com and he ended up taking a test, and he became a match with someone else, and so the person he matched with got a hold of him and asked him to take another test on 23andMe, and the test results came back and he became a match with his half-sister, who also has a twin. So he has a half-sister and a half-brother that he did not know about. So this footage today is me interviewing my grandpa and my mom, because my mom helped with a lot of the research and had a big role in finding or looking for his dad. We are actually in San Francisco right now on a family trip. My brother just got done with his internship for Mozilla, and so we are all here visiting and touring San Francisco. But it turns out that Kathy lives in Sacramento, California. So she ended up taking the drive with her husband today, and we got to meet my grandpa's half-sister and her husband. So enjoy the footage. We are so happy that my grandpa gained a sister he never even knew about. 69 years of his life and he gets a sister. This wouldn't be possible without the power of social media and all the history sites like Ancestry.com. He would have never known that he had a half-sister and half-brother out there. So make sure that you subscribe so you can see all my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. So Grandpa, you are a couple hours away from meeting your sister that you just found out that you have. So what are your initial thoughts on these next couple of hours and everything that's happened?
Well, I think it's simply amazing what social media can obtain, you know, because that's how I found out I had a sister and a brother, and totally excited about it.
All right, so I'm talking to my mom and my grandpa. My mom has a little background, as well as my grandpa, about the story of finding my great aunt. And so, Mom, do you want to just give us a little rundown of how this all happened?
So, like from the very beginning, was trying to find my grandpa?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Well, I have always been curious what happened to my grandpa, and all we had were stories that my grandma told us, and like Grandpa told you earlier, she told us that he was gone, and I had a little inkling that maybe he wasn't. So after Grandma passed away, I started looking, and that was when the internet was fairly new, and so it's been like 17 years. And so as time has passed, more information has been available over the internet. So I've been able to get little bits and pieces here and there, and we found connections to the family that he grew up with and the family that he had later in life. And then Grandpa started getting on Ancestry.com, and he found that test, and he took that DNA test and submitted it, and then he sent me the report that showed all of the different nationalities he was a part of, and we thought that was so cool and exciting. And then Grandpa called me one day and he said, "Are you sitting down?" So he should probably tell you.
Yeah,
that
so how
part.
did that come about with you finding out that you possibly had a sister?
Well, having a sister or brother wasn't even in my thoughts.
Right.
Because I had found out that my father was Jewish and that my grandmother was Jewish from New York. And so I wanted to do the DNA test to find out if I was Jewish. And sure enough, we were. And then all of a sudden, Ancestry contacts me saying that somebody wants to talk to me because they are either a sibling or a first cousin, which is a shock because we have no knowledge of my father's family, whether he had siblings or not. So I made the initial, they give me the phone number. Ancestry is pretty good about that. They don't give out your number without your permission. So they give me Kathy's phone number and I called her. And so we kind of questioned the Ancestry DNA report. So she recommended I do another one, which I did because she did it too.
Mm-hmm.
And they both come out perfectly matched.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps.
So when they first talked, she wasn't too sure if they were half siblings or if they were first cousins.
Right.
But I was pretty sure they were half siblings because I had the timing. Like I have a big file with all the information I've gathered, and the documents that I had said that my grandpa left Oregon a month after he would have been conceived, I believe. And so he went down to California to find work. And how much longer after you were born was she born? Like a year?
A year.
A year.
She's a year younger.
Yeah, so she was born a year after Grandpa. So the only way they would be half cousin or cousins is if my grandpa had a sibling, which we had no history of. And why would he be adopted by this family? What would they have done with the rest of the siblings? So I just didn't think he had siblings, but we still don't know any of that. So I thought he would have to have a sibling that would have been in California the same time he was and had left children here to be adopted like he did. I thought the chances of that are pretty slim. And then we got pictures. She texted pictures to Grandpa, and so I started putting them all side by side. And I said, with the facts and with these pictures, you guys are totally siblings. So I knew before they got that. I think everybody knew before they got that final test back. The one that what's that one called?
23andMe.
23andMe. It's supposed to be more accurate. And so once we got that back and it was a perfect match for half siblings, it just confirmed everything I think we already knew.
So obviously we have another family member that we didn't know about, and so now, from now on, how is this going to affect your future and our family's future?
Wow, that's a good question. Wow. Well, it's got to be kind of a shock to everybody, because of finding this out. But, with our large family, I don't see much difference except maybe coming to California a little bit more often for visits, and of course vice versa. So I just think it's a good thing all around.
So we found out for sure that you both have the same dad, and are there any feelings towards your sister or initial feelings before meeting her or towards your dad about the situation?
No, I just think it's, I think it wasn't a good thing that we didn't know about the father, that he was still alive, because we were told he had passed away and was gone. And then to come find out that he was alive and that we could have possibly met, and, maybe we'd have found this sister a little bit sooner had we had done that, but that's not the way it worked out. So I'm happy with the way it's gone so far.
Yes, everything happens the way it's supposed to. Mom, what are your thoughts? I know this has been an ongoing process to try and find my great-grandpa, your grandpa, but we never thought that in this process we would find that you had an aunt and I had a great-aunt. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's kind of exciting. It just added a whole nother
level.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to find the family he grew up with and then the family that he had later in life was pretty amazing. And we never thought that there would be siblings. And so this just came totally out of the blue. And when Grandpa first called me, I didn't believe it. And then she started giving me facts. We talked on the phone. I started giving her information, and she sent us pictures. And Grandpa showed me the match on Ancestry.com, which he didn't even realize they had matches. He was like, there's matches? Until they contacted him. And then I thought, you know what? I think this is real. And then when I saw pictures of her and her brother, because she has a twin brother, so you have twin siblings.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't know if the twins come from your dad's side or from her mom's side.
We don't know.
We totally lucked out. But anyway, you better watch out.
I know.
But the other thing that's kind of nice here is that Kathy did not know who her real mother and father were. And now she knows both of them because of Ancestry.com.
Wow.
And it's really cool.
That's
she
amazing.
knew, she had some leads to who her mother was, and she didn't think there would ever be a chance of finding any information about her father. So when the match came up with Grandpa, she was beside herself. She is so excited, and we're so excited to meet her. And our family is a pretty loving, welcoming family anyways, so
Yeah, we got less than an hour.
I'm really excited to meet my aunt.
It's time, Grandpa.
It's time. Let's go get this done.
Yes. And you have the same cheeks. You smile. We're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, they do. They look like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's crazy.
Oh, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Oh, this is so wonderful. This is so wonderful.
excited, nervous, I guess, you know,
I
to
was
get
very
to know
nervous.
you, meet you. But I want you to know that in our hearts, we already felt the love for you, you know, because that's how we are. We are a very close-knit family, and we are so happy for him, and, you know, we just have the love. We have the love. So we just want you to know that.
Thank you.
I almost started calling you Aunt Kathy from the very beginning. I just knew.
You can call me Auntie.
That's what we call our aunties.
Is it?
Yes.
Go for it.
Yeah. So then when Dad told me that the test came back and confirmed the half siblings, I was like, yay! Now I can officially call her Auntie.
So did your dad tell you when he called me that night to tell me he got the results? He's fumbling around on the computer and he can't figure out anything.
What's new?
What's
new?
And I didn't realize that that's what's going on, and I thought he was messing with me. And I said, would you just cut to the chase, and are we related, or are we related? Do you remember that? Just cut to the chase. And it was like, oh my gosh, did that just come flying out of my mouth?
Did she just say, oh my gosh? I don't know. I didn't hear. She didn't believe it.
That's so funny.
She would what? It sounded like she said, oh my gosh, how you say it.
Oh my gosh.
We make fun of Grandpa because he can't say
Say
gosh
wash.
or wash.
Say washcloth.
Wash.
Gar.
Wash.
You do the same thing.
Yeah, I do.
That's the same thing.
Oh my
Well, Grandpa, we did it.
We got it done.
Yay!